So to kickstart our shirt, we are going to be dealing with three measurements actually for the shirt. We'll be needing the chest round measurement, the length of the shirt you want, and also the armhole. These are the three measurements we'll be needing in the course of this tutorial. So to start with, we'll be needing the chest round. The chest round I'm working with is 20 inches, but then I will be adding 2 more inches, making 22 inches, because I don't want my shirt to be fitted. I want it free. So in case you want it fitted, please just stick to your measurement. I'm actually going to leave some measurement on the screen, so if you want it a little oversized, you add 1 or 2 more inches. If you want it really oversized, then you go ahead and add more inches to it. So like I said, I'm working with 20 inches, but I'm adding 2 more inches, making 22 inches. So that's the size that's the measurement I'll be working with. So to kickstart, we are going to be starting with a slip knot. So my 22 inches divided by 2, because we'll be working the front and the back panel separately. So 22 divided by 2, that will be 11 inches. So to make our slip knot, I'll just go ahead and make a little circle like that, and I'll put the longer end inside and make a knot. So I just made my slip knot. So I'm going to make a chain that is 11 inches long. That's the half of our chest round measurement that I'm working with. So we'll go ahead and make the first chain, the second, the third, fourth, and I will go ahead and keep repeating this until I have the length I want. Like I said, I'm working with 11 inches. So when I have that done, I'll come and let you know the number of chains I made. So I have 66 chains here, as you can see. So I want to take that measurement, as you can see at the top, and stretched a little. As you can see, I have my 11 inches done. I have it stretched. So make sure that your chain is an even number. That's very, very important. So my 66 chains. So to kickstart, we are going to add 1 more chain. That will be our turning chain. So we add 1 more chain to it, and that extra chain I made, I'm going to skip that, and I'm going to go back to my last chain here, which is the second chain from the hook. This is not a chain, this is a loop. So this is the first chain, which is the extra chain we just did. So I'm going to be skipping that, and I'm moving here. So we'll go ahead and make a single crochet inside, work a single crochet, and to the next stitch, yarn over, you work a double crochet. You go in, pull out a loop, you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You move to the next, you work a single crochet. You go in, pull out a loop, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. So into the next, you work a double crochet. Into the next, you work a single crochet. Into the next, you work a double crochet. So we go ahead and keep alternating between single crochet and double crochet until we get to the very last chain. So I'm almost at the end. So working into the very last chain, I'll be working a double crochet. So here's the gist. We will always start with a single crochet, and you will always end with a double crochet. That was why I said our foundation chain should be an even number. So you start with single crochet, you end with a double crochet. So this is what the first row looks like. So moving on to the second row, you will chain 1 and turn. Like I said earlier, we will always start with a single crochet. So this is our first stitch. You go right inside and work your single crochet, and into this next stitch where we have a single crochet previously, you work a double crochet inside. So that's how the pattern works. Where you did a double crochet previously, you work a single crochet inside, and where you did a single crochet, you work a double crochet inside. So I hope that makes sense. So this is a double crochet, obviously, so I'll work a single crochet inside, and this is a single crochet. As you can see, that is short. I'll work a double crochet inside. This is a double crochet. As you can see, that is tall. I'll work a single crochet. As you can see, the next one, as you can see, is very short. That's a single crochet, so I'll work a double crochet inside. So that's what we are going to be repeating. We'll be repeating that all the way until we get to the very end. I'll come and show you how we are going to finish up and start it again. So I'm right here at the end. So to work my last stitch, remember the last stitch here, which was the very first stitch we did in the beginning. It's a single crochet, so we are going to be finishing with a double crochet. So like I said, you will start with a single and finish with a double. So moving to the third round, you chain one and turn. So practically from here we just keep repeating what we just finished in round 2. That's what we keep repeating till we have our desired length. So you start with a single crochet, then you work a double crochet in the next, single crochet, then into the next you work a double crochet, you make a single crochet and a double crochet. So we go ahead and keep repeating this until we get to the very end. So this is what I have after completing my third row. As you can see that our pattern is coming together already. So to start the next row, I'll chain one and turn. Remember, we always start with a single crochet, then double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. So we go ahead, complete your row, chain one, turn, and start your next row, and go ahead and keep repeating this until you have the length you want for your shirt. As for me, I want around 11 inches in length, so 11 and a half inches. So after completing my shirt and working the last row we are going to do at the base, my shirt is going to sum up to 12 inches. So I'll be working around 11 and a half inches for the length. So I'll come and show you when I have my 11 inches, and I will let you know the number of rows I did. So this is what my finished panel looks like. This is my back panel. As you can see that we have that lemon peel stitch and we have that beautiful texture, very pretty. So in total I did 54 rows, and that gives me around 11.5. as you can see, 11.5 inches right there. So we are going to set this aside. So I have this done. Like I said, I did 54 rows. So right now we are going to be working on the front panel. So this is what we are going to do. Remember, this is 11 inches. I mean, in the wideness, the width of our top of our panel is 11 inches for me, and the length is 11.5. yeah, so it's not a perfect square. So that 11 inches I have for the side, I'm going to be dividing that by 2, because for my shirt I want it buttoned down. So we'll be making a panel here and a panel here for the front. So 11 inches divided by 2, that will give me what's it called, 5.5. yeah, 5.5. or better still, the number my total foundation chain when I made my back panel was 66 chains. So to work my front panels, I'll just divide it by 2. I'll work 33 chains first, then 33. I hope that makes sense. So we are going to work on the first part. We are working 2 panels in the front, one on the right and one on the left. So to work the one on the left, instead of taking measurements, I'll just work half of the foundation chain I did here. I hope that makes sense. I did 66 chains at the beginning, so I'm going to be making 33 chains. And one more thing, remember I said our foundation chain must be an even number. So, and obviously 33 chains is not 33 is not an even number, so I'm going to be working with 32. Because remember, for the front panel, like I said, I'll be adding buttonholes, so I'm still going to be doing extra rows on the front, so that will make up for the one chain I'm removing. I hope that makes sense. We're still going to be adding like 2 or 3 rows of single crochet at the front, so the one stitch we are removing does not matter. So I'm going to make my slip knot and make 32 chains. So you just go ahead and make the half of the foundation chain you did earlier. So I have my 32 done, 32 chains done. So this is what it looks like. I will go ahead and add one more chain, which is my turning chain. So I'm going to skip that extra chain and move to the second chain from the hook and start with a single crochet. So we are just repeating the same pattern we did earlier. So the next chain we are working a double crochet. The next we are working a single crochet. and then a double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. So we go ahead and keep repeating this until we get to the very end. So I have my first row done. So moving on to the next, chain 1 and turn. Remember, we always start with a single crochet, then a double crochet into the next, a single crochet into the next. So we go ahead and repeat this until we get to the end. After that, you chain 1 and turn and keep repeating this until you have the same number of rows you did for the back panel. As for me, I did 54 rows, so I will go ahead and keep repeating this until I have my 54 rows done. Then I'll come and show you what next to do. So this is what I have after completing my 54 rows. Look at that pattern, very pretty. So after completing it, you just chain 1 and fasten off. So we are going to be working our buttonhole, and to do that, I want, because we'll be working 3 extra rows, regular row, buttonhole, and regular rows. That will be 3 rows. So I want to kickstart that on the right side so that I can finish my 3rd row on the right side as well. So I'm going to start with I'm going to make a slip knot. This is my right side, so I will go ahead and enter right here on the base, join with the chain and work a single crochet inside. Move to the next space right here, make a single crochet into the next space. Every space here we work one single crochet in each space that you see. Single crochet, space here, make a single crochet. This is the next space, you make a single crochet. This is the next space, you make a single crochet. Here's the next space, you make a single crochet. Move to the next right here, you make a single crochet. So we go ahead and work single crochet all the way until we get to the very end. So this is what I have after completing my single crochet row. So right now we are going to be working the buttonholes. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and we are going to work 8 single crochets along. 1, 2, 3. I'll go ahead and complete 8 single crochets. So after working 8 single crochets, I'll chain 2 loosely, and I'm going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, then I'll start from the next stitch. So this is what we have. So that's 1. We are going to work 15 single crochets in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll go ahead and complete 15. So I did 14 instead of 15 that I said earlier. So I'm going to chain 2 loosely, 1 and 2, and we go ahead and skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, then we'll move to the next 1, 2. I'll go ahead, complete 15 single crochets, chain 2, skip 2 stitches, again 15 single crochet, chain 2, skip 2 stitches. I'll go ahead, repeat this until I get to the end. If you want to add more buttons, maybe you want to do 6, 7, 8 buttons, that means the number of stitches you'll be doing in between will not be as many as this. Instead of 14 that I did, you can do 10. So this depends on how much buttons you want in the front. So this is what I have after working my buttonholes. So I have 5 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So our last row, I chained 1 already, so we are going to turn. So for this last row, we'll go ahead and work 1 single crochet in all our stitches. 1 single crochet in all stitches, and when you get to your chain 2 space, you go ahead and work 2 single crochets inside. So just go ahead and work 1 single crochet in all stitches. So I've gotten to my chain 2 space, so I'll just go ahead and work 2 single crochets inside. After that, I'll go ahead and proceed with my single crochet, and I'll go ahead work 1 single crochet in all stitches. When I get to my chain 2 space, I'll work 2 single crochets inside. So when I get to the end, I'll come and show you what next to do. So this is what I have. So we have our buttonholes done. So I'll chain one and fasten off. So we have the first part of our front panel done, and we are going to repeat this the same thing, the exact thing, for the second part of our front panel. So, but the only difference is, instead of working buttonholes for that second part, you just go ahead and work 3 rows of regular single crochet, no buttonholes, just 3 rows of regular single crochet. So you're going to chain the same number of foundation chain you did for this. You work the same number of rows, then you go ahead and work 3 rows of regular single crochet. That's where we are going to be attaching our buttons, and this will be the buttonhole. So I will go ahead, make my second panel, and when I have that done, I'll come and show you what it looks like and the next thing to do. So I have my 2 panels done. As you can see, like I said, I just worked 3 regular rows of single crochet. So we have our 2 panels for the front done. So before we join, the next thing I'll be doing now is the sleeves. So remember when we started, I said we need 3 measurements. We need the chest round, the length, and also our armhole. So the measurement for the armhole, for me, I'm working with 10 inches. So I will go ahead, make a chain that is about 10 inches long. So it's just the same pattern, so just to avoid repetition. It's about what's it called, 10 inches long, and I will go ahead, make sure it's an even number, and you're going to add 1 more chain, then go ahead and start working our pattern: single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. So I will go ahead, do all this, and I'll keep repeating the row until I have the length I want for the sleeve. So if you are making yours for a smaller size, maybe the for 0 to 6 months, the armhole I would suggest around 9 inches. For 0 to 3 months, I would suggest 8 inches. So make a chain that is around that length, then go ahead, start working the same pattern I've been doing until you have the length of the sleeve that you want. So as for me, I will go ahead and do this. We are making 2 pieces. So after that, after completing the length that you want, you just go ahead, chain 1 and work 1 single crochet row. Make sure that single crochet row is on the right side, where you want to be the right side of your sleeve. So when I have all this done, I'll come and show you what my sleeves look like. So these are my sleeves. As you can see, I did 16 rows in total, and I worked 1 extra row of single crochet, just like I said earlier. And in total, I think it measures around 3.5 inches in length. Yeah, 3.5 inches, as you can see. So I did 2 pieces, and right now what we have left to do is to join our pieces together, do our collar, and work our edging, and our shirt will be ready. So starting with my back panel, and I will make sure that the wrong side is facing up, because we want to join the wrong side together. Okay, I think I will have the right side up. Yeah, the right side is facing me up. So for the front panels, so I have the front panels, the right side facing the right side of the back panel, like this. So I have the wrong side out and the wrong side out as well. So we are going to join around the shoulder, but we are not going to join this completely. So for the neckline, we are going to be leaving around 2.5 inches on each panel on the front. 2.5 inches. So right here, from here, I'll grab my stitch marker. So I'm going to mark that. So I'll just count the number of stitches. I mark the same thing on this side. So I'm marking that double crochet right here. So for 0 to 3 months, I would suggest you, for 0 to 12 months actually, 0 to 6 months, 6 to 12 months, I'll suggest you leave 2 inches instead of 2.5 inches. So from 12 to 24 months, I'll suggest 2.5 inches, just like I did. And for 3 to 5 years, I'll suggest 3 inches on each panel. Depends on the size of the baby. If the baby is quite thick, you might need to leave 3.5 or 4 inches. Depends on the size of the baby. So I'll count 1, 2, 3, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So I'll do the same for this other side. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Make sure that the side where you have your single crochet rows are facing each other. So yeah, so I'm going to count the same thing. Okay, I'm going to start joining from the back forward, from the back forward. So I'll grab my yarn, I'll make a slip knot, and I'm going to join right here, the first stitch here. I'll pick the last stitch here, slip knot, I'll join, I'll make a chain, and we'll start joining with single crochet. So the first stitch here, I'll pick the first stitch here at the back again and work my single crochet. I'll pick the next stitch, which is this, I'll pick the next stitch at the back, work a single crochet. I'll pick the next stitch, which is this, I'll pick the next here, which is this, work a single crochet. So I'll go ahead, keep repeating until I get here, and after that I'll chain one, fasten off, and I will turn like this and do the same joining for the second side. So this is what I have after joining. This is what it looks like. So before joining to the front, before turning to the front, we are going to be joining the sleeves as well. So I have my sleeves. So this is the right side, it will be facing down. The right side, this is the right side to be facing down as well. So like I said, I'm working with 10 inches, so we are going to be measuring 5 inches on each panel. So 5 inches, I'm going to mark that. Going to mark that. I'll also measure 5 inches on the other side and also mark it. So I have it marked. So that's where we'll be joining our sleeves. So to join, I have a slip knot here. So I'm going to grab my stitch marker and remove it. So I'll go into the marked stitch and enter into the first stitch right here. I'll grab my loop and chain one. So we are going to work a single crochet in each space that we see. One single crochet, we move to the next space right here, we move to the next space at the back, which is this, work a single crochet. Next space is this, you go inside, you pick the next space at the back, which is this, work a single crochet. So we just go ahead, repeat that until we have our sleeve completely joined, and you'll go ahead and do the same thing for the second sleeve. So after the joining, this is what I have. Look at the sleeves. This is the second sleeve. So right now we'll be joining the body. So I'm going to turn back to my wrong side, and we are going to join from the sleeve all the way down to the body. So that's how we are going to be joining. So let me grab my yarn. So to start our joining, right here on my single crochet row, I'm going to enter inside and also enter the one at the back, and I'll grab my slip knot. I'll join with a chain. We are going to join with single crochet. So I'll go back into that same stitch right here in the front and the same stitch at the back, which is this, and work a single crochet. Then we'll move to the next, which is this. Then we'll move to the next at the back, which is this, work a single crochet. Move to the next space, which is this, and move to the back. This is the next space, you go in, work a single crochet. You move to the next space, which is this, you move to the next space at the back, which is this right here, you work a single crochet. So we just go ahead work our single crochet all the way. You continue. When you get to the body, repeat the same thing until you have it completely joined, and also repeat the same thing for the other side. So this is what I have after joining. You can see what the side looks like. This pattern is so pretty, look at that. So right now we are going to be working on the collar. So I'll be working with 2 strands, and I'll be using the same hook size because I want my collar thick and firm. So start with a slip knot, and I'm going to start working from here. So right into this single crochet row, I'll go right in, and with my slip knot I'll chain 1, and we are going to start working single crochet. So I'll work single crochet into that same space. So I'll do that again. Single crochet. I'll move to the next row, single crochet, that's 2, and into the 3rd row. Remember we did 3 extended rows, 3 extensions here, 1 2 3. So into the 3rd row I'll make a single crochet. So start working into our stitches here. So into each stitch or row we have stitches here. We are going to be working 1 single crochet into each stitch. We have stitches, so we go ahead and work 1 single crochet. When you are done, you move to the back, you work 1 single crochet into each stitches, and after that you move to the second panel, the front panel here. You work 1 single crochet, and also 1 single crochet into each of the single crochet row. So basically we are working 1 single crochet in all stitches around the neckline. So this is what I have after working single crochet across. Look at that clean neckline. So the next thing we are going to be doing, we are going to be working the pattern on the collar. If you don't want, you can go ahead and work half double crochet rows until you have the length or the height of your collar, but as for me, I'll be working the same pattern. So chain 1 and turn. So remember, we always start with a single crochet, then a double crochet into the next, single crochet, and a double crochet into the next, a single crochet, and a double crochet into the next. So I will go ahead, repeat this until I get to the end here, and after that I'll chain 1, turn, and repeat my pattern. I will go back and forth until I have about 2 to 2.5 inches in height, to 2 inches, because I'll be working 1 more row of single crochet. So I'll be working 2 inches of that, and I will come back and show you how we are going to be working the last row. So I have my collar done. Like I said I'm going to work 2 inches for the collar. So I did 2 inches, then I did 1 single crochet row. So I made sure that my single crochet is facing this inner side, because remember our collar will be folded like this, and this is where it's going to be outside. So after completing my 2 inches, I went ahead and worked 1 single crochet row. So this is what my finished collar. I think I did 7 or 6 rows, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 rows, without counting the first single crochet row. 7 rows of our pattern and 1 extra row at the top. So the collar is done. Right now we are going to be working single crochet around the entire base, and I'll be using double strand as well, because I want it straighten out. So I have my double strand, and I joined my yarn at the base of our shirt. So I'm working around the base of the shirt. So starting from that very same space where we have our single crochet. Okay, I have chain 1 here already. I'm not going to work any single crochet there. I'm going to move to the next. I'll work a single crochet. I'll move to the 3rd row. I'll work a single crochet. Now we are going to be working into our stitches. We are going to be working 1 single crochet in each stitch. We are working into stitches. Make sure that your stitches are firm. So 1 single crochet in all your stitches. You go ahead, you work this all the way. When you get to the back panel, you work 1 single crochet in all stitches, and also the front you work 1 single crochet. When you get to the end here, chain 1 and fasten off. after doing all that, I will go ahead, weave in all my ends, and also attach my button. So the last thing will be our sunflower. So this is what my shirt looks like after attaching my buttons. Look at that. So even without the flower, look at our shirt. Very, very nice, very beautiful. It's actually our shirt is actually done like this. You can leave your shirt like this if you want it plain, because it's really, really beautiful. I love this pattern is top notch. Yeah, so I'll be adding the flower, the 3D flower. I'll be using the same flower that I used on the dress. Remember, we are making a matching baby boy set with our dress. So I'll be dropping the link to these flowers. I'll be dropping the link in the description box. So if you are interested in making the sunflowers, kindly click on the link to check it out. So I'll be adding it like this and like this, just right here at the top. So it's totally up to you. Like I said, you can decide to leave it plain, but for me, I will be popping it up with this beauty. So I will go ahead and sew this to the shirt, and I will come and show you what our finished shirt looks like. So this is what our finished shirt looks like. Look at that 3D flower, very beautiful. So yeah, this marks the end of this video tutorial, and I hope you are able to make yours, and I hope you find this video useful and very simple to follow. If you do, kindly drop a comment, give it a thumbs up, and if you are not yet a subscriber, kindly click that subscribe button. Yeah, so if you like to support, kindly subscribe to any of my membership plan, sorry. And also there will be written pattern for this. If you're interested, kindly click in the description box below. So that being said, if you're interested in making a matching dress, we have the pattern. I have the video tutorial on the channel, kindly check it out, very beautiful, and we have a matching headband with it. So this was actually the first set we made before we actually decided to, okay, let's make a matching set for the baby boys, and we used the same pattern, the same stitch as well, the lemon peel stitch. So kindly check it out if you are interested. So that being said, this marks the end of this video tutorial. I'm going to see you next week. We will be making a matching short to our shirts. Until next week, bye.